Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, it is late Friday afternoon. The GS is ready to come to bits. I've done the other side panel for the other side. So what I'm going to do with that, to save having that strewn all over the shed all over the weekend, is basically pull that to bits probably Sunday evening. So Monday it's going to the powder coaters, because if I reduce it to parts now, I'm not going to get all the other bikes in here at night. So that's at a stage where it's coming to bits. So I thought, with it being late Friday afternoon, I would do a little bit more on this. I've also got so much to do behind the scenes, it's ridiculous. I've got another plan as well of completely emptying the back shed, one that sits behind here, because it's full to the door, and put the entire contents in the back of my van so I can then sort through it. And then I've also got a place to put my bikes over winter, because that is becoming a problem of getting them in and out every single day, and it's sort of restricting me for what I can do in here, knowing I've got to fit them back in here every single evening. So I'm going to empty that in my van, use it, and then go through all the stuff in my van. As you know, I'm having a clear out, so it'll either go to scrap or on eBay. The van's actually bigger than the back shed, so I'll be able to get it, everything with it all laid out in there. Sort of an extended temporary storage room, if you know what I mean. So I've got all that to do as well at some point. But priority is the GS, obviously. I'll say that'll come to bits Sunday evening and straight up to powder coaters Monday morning. And then we'll concentrate on all the little bits of tidying up. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to do a bit to this and hopefully get some paint on this so I can shut the door tonight with all this hung up and the paint drying. So what I've got to do, as you can see, I've been stripping the paint off. I've just got a couple more bits to do. We've now got a hole in the nut that's going to sit in. So I've got to tidy all this up. I've got to put the base on this, which is also going to have an hole in, and like I say, the cables are going to come out. I know I'm getting loads of suggestions on this, by the way. Some of them, well, a lot of them are really good suggestions. I've got the idea in my head how I'm going to finish this one. There will be more of these. I am going to probably do an handful a year and number them. Obviously, as you know, this being the first one, although we have got one out there that didn't get numbered. So yeah, I've got my plan to how I want to finish this one, and I will do different finishes on other ones as of when I do them. So as you know, this one's going to be dark green. There was suggestions with the base beeswax in it and probably giving it an aged look and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd look fantastic, but it won't match how I'm going to do this lamp and how I'm going to polish these tubes up that we've got and several other bits. So this will look more restored than something we're going to make aged, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to give the nut a nice brush finish, and we're going to clear coat it, and obviously then we're going to have the cable coming out and stuff like that, and we've got rubber feet for the bottom. So yeah, I've got my plan for this one, but I may look through then suggestions again for the next one. I'd actually like to do one in a real dark burgundy. I think that'd look good as well, and come up with some other crazy idea for the base. So these oil pumps, to my knowledge, there's two different types. There's one, as in like this one, that screws into your oil drums that you buy a big like 45-gallon drum of oil. These screw into that and you get a big tube that comes out the base. And then the other ones that bolt to the top of the big oil tanks, and they're pretty good because the bottom of them acts as a base, so they're quite good ones to do. But these ones, obviously we have to do a base. Anyway, I think I'm going to get on with stripping the paint off this. Again, I could take it to blasters, yes, but it's literally that. By the time I've gone, dropped it off, come back, got the phone call to go and pick it back up, you know, I'll be done all this, stripped it all off with the wire brush and the grinder, sorted. So I'm going to do that. We're going to get the base on. I'm going to polish these tubes, and hopefully before I shut the door tonight, at least get one coat of paint on it, and then it's well on the way. I've found the clear tube, so that's got to be cut down to length as well. We won't have to do that today, that can be done as we're building the lamp back up. So I've literally got everything for this now. I've still got to send this knob to Tony. It's been a busy week, so he normally does them quite quick anyway. I might see if I can sweet talk him to doing 2 or 3 of them. Send him some goodies when I send this. So yeah, let's get on with it. That's the majority of the main parts cleaned up. Just going through what I've got and what I haven't got. I think I've more or less get everything. So just got a couple of smaller bits to clean up. Obviously I've done all these last time, all these smaller fixings. I've scrubbed the tube up. I shall give it a final scrub before we put the clear coat on there. It's just 2 tubes. I say that nice finish will go good with the dark green, I think. This little thing, as you know, we are replacing with brass, although the surface of this has quite a few bruises in there, so I'm going to have to get that onto a bit of emery cloth and flat the surface out and get rid of them. Hopefully they're not too deep, so we'll do that fairly quick. The posts, as you know, we're replacing with the brass, the thicker brass. Although I might have to turn one of these down very slightly because of this. This is the little handle that comes out that you lock the pump handle to. I want it to be a part of it. Yes, I could leave it off, but it's a part of the pump, so I might sort of drill them holes out a bit and turn that down a bit so it obviously goes onto there. We'll see how that works out. I've sorted some bulbs out. I don't know if these are the same. So they've got the old-fashioned style element in there. I think one of these is LED, I'm not sure. Yeah, this one, LED, so I'll probably use this one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll use that one. So that'll look all right when it's all lit up, I think. Obviously we've got the bulb holder. We've got the threaded tube that the cable will run down out of that and into the base. We've got several new fixings, brass screws for the plate. We've got the big brass screw that goes into the top. That goes into there with a lock nut on there, so we'll sort that out. That before, where is it? Had this one on there, so we might as well make it brass. It'll look a bit smarter. What else we got? Let's put that back in there before I go and knock it off the bench and smash it, because I will do that. There, safe. What else we got? I'll say, like I say, we've got the clear tube over there that we've got to cut to size. So I think the next job is put the very bottom on the big nut. We've also got to cut a hole in that, but I'm going to do a little bit of research first to see what blanking plugs I can get, like a plastic blanking plug, so it, when all the wiring's done, that plug can go in the base and then the rubber feet will go on the bottom as well. So yeah, let's put the base on that. Right, slight change of plan. There's the thing. I was going to do the base, but I came up with another idea. I had a light bulb moment. Bing! So, the cranking handle, I started cleaning the spindle up that fits to, and realised it's got quite a manky nut that holds it on. And then I thought, the thread's not very good on the shaft that it all fits to. Obviously the cranking handle goes on there, and that holds it all on. I thought, I remembered all the taps and dies that the toy train man gave to me. Well, not gave to me, sold to me. So I thought, we can make a nut. I happen to have some brass. We can make something that's going to look a damn sight better than that. But that brass is quite bigger, a fair bit bigger than that nut. So I thought, that's going to overhang the actual cranking arm. So I'll come up with a plan so we can have a brass nut. Everything else, all the other fixings are going to be brass on it, so it'd be a shame to use that manky old thing. So, is that still warm? No. I've just turned that down on the lathe. As you can see, well, probably can't see, it's got some very, very poor welding, which I have done. This started out as just a plain round disc that was a lot bigger. I thought I need to make that smaller. So I welded this bit of tube that's been rolled under that bench for about 2 years, which is filthy. And when I was welding it, I then found out it's galvanised. If you tried welding galvanised, you know how that goes. Not very well. But anyway, fixed it to that, put that in the lathe, reduced its size, put an hole in the middle. So let's take it from there and put my plan together. So first, the brass nut. It's got to be a dome dead, hasn't it? So I'm going to bang that back in the lathe. I've done the hole in it, I've tapped it out because I've got all the correct taps and dies. Now we need to make it into a dome nut. Obviously in the lathe, obviously with all the tools that are not for the job. So I'll do this in true blacksmith fashion and not an engineer's way really. So it'll be just get somewhere near a dome and file the rest of the shape in. I have not got no lathe tools. I've told you before, I only do basic stuff on there. I am certainly, well, I'm a million miles away from an expert on the lathe. So I just use it with what my little pea brain allows me to do. So let's get on with that first, and then we'll sort that bit out with that bit, and I think it'll look all right. I'm making myself more jobs on this, I don't know why, but I want it to look nice. There we go, that ain't too bad, considering how I've done it. Anyway, yeah, I turn the camera off when I started getting too silly on the lathe. I don't want anyone else having their fingers off. Although, a miracle, I've still got all mine. I know I do stupid things. I'm 100% aware of that. I'm certainly not telling anyone else to do stupid stuff that I do. I think I use my lathe more like one of them clay modelling spinny things. Anyway, right. As that nut is far too big, in my opinion, to sort of mate up with that. As you can see, that obviously we got a lot of overhang there. This is where that'll come in. So I'm going to break it off that terrible manky galvanised tube that I very poorly attacked it to. Tacked it, yeah. So I'm going to break that off, tidy that up, and then we'll do the next bit. Right, I think that'll be better. Right, this is only loosely assembled. That nut goes all the way in. So we've now got the round end on there and a big brass nut. It's all about big nuts, this lamp is. And it works. There we go. That'll tighten up. This thread on this seems to taper out slightly, but we'll encourage that all the way down. I think that'll be better. Yeah. I think it'll look better than that rusty old nut. You know what, rusty old nuts, they're no good. And then we'll have the wooden handle on there with the brass fitting as well. I think I'll also put a domed head nut on the back of that. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. And obviously, with all the dark green and all the brass fittings, I think it'll look quite smart. Not sure if I'm going to have time to do the base. I've got the base cut out. I've got to cut a hole in it. I've just got to do a little bit of research to see what caps we can get to put into that hole when it's all wired up and we've passed the wire throughout the side. I want a nice little cap to blank that hole back off, and then obviously we'll have rubber feet on there as well. I'm quite pleased with that. Not bad for, I'll call it a bodge up on the lathe, because I know, like I say, I am no expert on that lathe. I just probably use it in slightly dangerous ways that suits me how I use it. Shall I put that base on? I'm supposed to be going visiting Tracy's grandma, the one that ran herself over. I'll probably do what I normally do, push things to the last minute and end up going out in my filthy shed clothes covered in oil. They're used to it. I think I might put it on. Right, okay, I've just had a knock on the shed door, so yeah, that's the day done in here. So yes, I am running late. I am going to have to go in my shed scruffs, so that's it. I'm quite pleased with that. I really am. For a quick job on the lathe, it's come out all right. So I have looked at the caps for the base. So obviously we've got the hole in there that it stands in. This will then go on the base. I've just ordered a black rubber pushing cap, 100mm. That'll allow me to get into that hole and do that up. Someone did suggest welding that on. Not a bad idea, but it could create a bit of havoc with the wiring coming through. You know, you could end up winding it all up trying to do the lamp up and undo it and stuff. So I'll be putting that on from underneath. Then I'm going to have some rubber feet on the bottom of here, so it sits on rubber feet. Then I'd say the hole in the side that the cable comes out for a grommet, we'll put something else on the inside so the wire can't be pulled through. And that'll be that sorted. So yeah, I've got the bits coming for that now. So that's all done. Another step closer, I guess. I think I've got a really busy weekend. I'll say the GS is coming to bits. That's all ready to come to bits, which I'll be leaving that till Sunday evening actually, because it's going to be a bit of a squeeze in here with everything. Unless I do manage to empty the back shed into the van, then some bites can go in there, so I don't have to keep pushing in and out every single day. So hopefully the weekend will go to plan. The main thing is the GS will be coming apart, ready for the powder coaters on Monday. It's getting there, bit by bit. We're getting there, we're catching up. Anyway, I better go and get everything in and go down the house. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.